Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's video. Going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's video. Day 10 will take us 23rd of February, and we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles. Maybe around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at the CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks, and that gets us well into March. I shall get on with that for you in a moment. Just to say that first video release day was our 6 AM UK weather forecast, and we'll also release the EC 30-day forecast as well. So please check out those two videos. Please like, share, and subscribe on all today's videos and content. And thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Thank you so much for all of the lovely messages that you sent to me on Sunday. It's a little bit poorly with a migraine on Sunday, so I had to cancel the live stream. So very sorry about that. I took yesterday off as well, you know, to get myself back into gear. So I'm so sorry about that. I'm having a little bit of a run of poor health through this winter, actually. So I'll be quite pleased to get to the spring, to be honest, and be able to wind things down a little bit and, you know, concentrate on what's happening with the health. But I think I'm okay. You know, I think it's just a bit run down with what has been a very, very long autumn and winter. But as I say, thank you so much, everybody, for all of the lovely messages. Very, very kind. As ever, you're always absolutely lovely. And I'm so sorry that plans had to change, you know, at the last minute. But we're back in gear with the video today, and hopefully, I think almost certainly we'll be able to do the live stream tomorrow at 6 PM. More about that at the end of the video, though. Just to say, this is our 10th anniversary for the GavsWeatherVids YouTube channel. I had a notification from YouTube earlier on today to tell me that this is our 10th anniversary. So I hadn't realised, but I started the GavsWeatherVids YouTube channel on the 13th of February 2014. It's been a decade now for this channel. We're approaching 18,000 subscribers. We've only got to put on around another 25 subscribers to get ourselves to 18k. We're on the grind ultimately to 20k, and it's incredible. You know, it's absolutely amazing that in a decade we're nearly at 20,000 subscribers. So thank you so much, everybody, for all the support over the past 10 years. It's been, you know, been an epic 10 years. It's been 10 years of ups and downs. You know, for me personally, for all of us, I suspect we go through our good times and our bad times together here on this channel, and I thank you, as I say, so very, very much for all of the support over all of the years. And let's hope we can push on to 20k in our 10th year. Wouldn't that be something? Thank you so much, everybody. Right, okay, well, all that said, I think I better start the video. Thank you so much to all of you. We're going to begin with stratospheric. I'm going to bring you up to date, of course, with everything that's been going on over the past couple of days while we've not been doing videos. So stratospheric warming is occurring over Russia and Siberia. These orange and almost red colours here we see over Siberia. This is the latest warming up of stratosphere. Meanwhile, the blue and purple colours, that's the polar vortex at its roots, displaced a little bit out of the pole into North America, the North Atlantic and northern parts of Europe as well. So as we run through over the next few days, warming intensifies over Russia and pushes into the Arctic as well. Displacement event of polar vortex taking place by the end of this week, pushing these blue colours out of the pole and down into the North Atlantic, into northern Europe and into North America as well. So this is what we call a displacement event of the polar vortex, and that continues into the beginning of next week. Now, by the beginning of next week, you get a renewed warming appearing over Russia and Siberia, these deep red colours. So this is even more intense, this warming, and again pushing from Russia and Siberia out towards the pole. By this point, I think the solar wind should have reversed at 10 HPA, and therefore that should be a technical major sun stratospheric warming event. Now we see the polar vortex, the blue code, becoming stretched to their absolute limits by about day 10, 23rd of February. And then we split the PV. Notice the blue colours splinting off into two lobes of blue, one lot going off into Europe, another lot going off into North America. This is a split event. Not only a displacement and a reversal of solar winds, it looks like we're splitting the PV there as well. And that's how we finish up as we get to the end of the GFS run, which gets us to the 29th of February. Clearly, very dramatic events have taken place. We have got got, a classic sort of split with 2 lows of blue on either side of the pole, one over on the Pacific side, one over on the Atlantic side. So it looks like this SSW in the next couple of weeks is going to do everything that you will want an SSW to do. It looks like it's going to reverse the zone of wind. It looks like it's going to displace the polar vortex. It looks like it's probably going to split the polar vortex eventually as well. So after that, of course, we'll wait and see what, if any, tropospheric response we get. But we should get a tropospheric response to this. It does look like a very significant development, very significant events really taking place over the next couple of weeks, stratosphere-wise. This is the latest forecast from Weather is Cool. So the blue colours here, these were GFS Ensembles. Zone winds already starting to weaken back close to average, close to black line. Over 80% of GFS Ensemble members are going for a reversal zone wind. Backed off that idea at 10 APA, backed off that idea of a record-breaking weak zone wind. Looks like the initial warming that we've got going on at the moment will reverse zone wind. Then it might pop back up again, and then we get the split event, might drop again. So it might actually get 2 reversals of the zone wind, but I think it will be the second reverse if it comes off, this one here, that will probably be more significant, because that's one I think that may well actually split the polar vortex rather than displacing it. So again, all looking quite significant there in terms of the GFS. Not only the GFS, the ECM is at it as well. Predicting a reversal of zone wind. This is from the University of Berlin based on last night's ECM at 12 there. So 18th of February, Sunday, is the key day. This is when the ECM is predicting that zone of winds will reverse at 10 HPA, going down to -1 ms. And then that reversal actually strengthens on the 19th of February, now down to -2.4 ms. So that's quite a strong reverse. It pops back up, though, and goes very weakly positive on the 20th of February, goes to 0.5 ms, and then it goes negative again just to -1, to 0.1 ms by the time you get through to the 21st of February. So again, significant development stratosphere-wise. We should keep updated with everything that's going on over the coming few days. Of course, we're going to do Strat Watch tomorrow, when we'll have an even more in-depth look to all things stratosphere-wise. Okay, central temperature continues to be very, very mild indeed. Currently sitting at 7.6, which is 3.8 degrees above the 61 to 99 average. That provisional to yesterday, to the 12th of February. But it's going to stay high over coming few days as well, because the weather remains mild. More about that in a second. These are the 500 millibar height anomalies flow charts from Penn State University for next week, 10 days. We've got the ECM-WF on the top, and the GFS is down here on the bottom. 500 millibars, 18,000 feet is an area in the absolute high pressure, low pressure are being moved around by the jet stream running above. Blue extrapolate to below average height, which is low pressure. Yellow, orange, and red to above average height, which is high pressure. So you can see in the 10-day time frame, the ECM is forecasting an area of low pressure to be up towards Greens and Iceland, combined with the Azores high down here. That brings a westerly flow across the Atlantic. At the same time, we've got a ridge of high pressure from Northern Europe building down through western parts of Europe as well. So how do you go against Scandinavian high go? Notice how that high pressure does connect back towards northern blocking as well, towards high latitude blocking up here. It's going to be difficult, though, to get winds sustained into the east with this large area of high pressure around the Azores. Really, we need to take that high pressure down in that direction, or move it down there, push it away from the Azores, because that's trying to maintain the westerly flow. It is building the heights into Spain and Portugal as well. The Azores high has been pretty strong, particularly in terms of the Iberian Ridge through this winter. Now, it's how the GFS is looking, and in the 7-10-day time frame, this looks rather better for pulling that high pressure out into the Atlantic. The Azores high looks like it's moving out into that direction. That allows, very different, by the way, GFS or ECM day, it was 7 to 10 day time frame, but GFS looks much more unsettled. That allows this low pressure and the jet stream to start digging in on the northwest southeast alignment. We have got some northern blocking as well up here. Though very, very different GFS to ECM in the 7 to 10 day time frame today. They have very, very significant differences, probably telling us that it remains very, very uncertain as we're pushing through into the 7 to 10 day time frame. These were GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles. The next couple of weeks, looking at London today. Red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for London. We're starting off above average with the upper air temperatures at the moment, very mild, exceptionally so actually around Thursday, going almost to plus 10. At 850 HPA. That's more like sort of upper air temperatures you expect to see in July or August rather than in February. Anyway, but next week is looking very, very mild indeed. So that's going to maintain the unusually warm CET. We have got a cooling trend here though as we go through the final week of February. How far we go with that remains to be seen. We've got some of the GFS ensemble members that are looking quite cold, so we may be shaping up for a cold end to February, but before then looking very or exceptionally mild. Lots of precipitation to come as well, so the unsettled weather goes on. There will be drier days mixed in as well, not going to be wet every day. Around the 18th we may get a drier interlude, and again around the 20th we might get a drier interlude, but overall looking very unsettled over the next couple of weeks really. Snow roam for London looks like that. Well, obviously nothing doing in the next week while the temperature, surface and upper temperatures are so mild. We have got some snow spikes appearing there as we go into closing days of February. Not that many of them, and it's extended range too. But maybe we might see a little bit of winteriness as we get towards the last days of the month. So sorry everyone, temperature anomalies for the 13th, 21st of February above average. We're not alone in that. Most parts of Europe are looking very mild. Just very, very far north of Europe looks a little bit colder. Our precipitation anomalies from the 13th, 21st of February average to around coastal areas anyway, rather wetter than normal. The latest Windflow Map from earthnullschool.net shows we've got low pressure just out to our west, and again we're drawing up the wind from a long way southwards, from the Azores, from Madeira, from the Canary Islands, as we have so often through the course of this winter, hence the mild temperatures wafting northwards, not only today but in the coming days. Right, let's start going through chart data then. This is how the latest UK Met Euro run is looking from the weather outlook today for midnight on Friday. So between areas of low pressure on Friday, should have a rather drier day, I think, then. And the Azores high tries to ridge up into Saturday, but gets flattened off by the next low late Saturday into Sunday. So a further push of wet weather over the weekend at some point seems likely. And as we get towards the early part of next week, well, we keep a broad pattern going. High pressure again maintained around France, Spain, Portugal, back to the Azores high. Of course, low pressure south of Greenland. They combine to bring up the wind from that southwest direction. So at least another week of mild or very mild weather to come. Icon again looking like that. So one trough low pressure pushing away Thursday to Friday. More low pressure in the Atlantic. A little bit of a window of drier weather on Friday to Saturday. Then further wet weather pushes through probably Saturday to Sunday. Into the beginning of next week, we've got another trough there for the early part of the week. That could bring further wet weather with it. That's how you end up with Icon. Again, the Azores high trying to ridge up from the southwest, looking mostly dry and mild or very mild up to the beginning of next week. KMA looking like this. So again, all much is high pressure south, low pressure to the north, keeping the broad west-southwesterly pattern going. A little bit of a cold snap possible there around the 20th of February with slightly more of a northerly wind. Then high pressure tries to get going to our north around the 21st of February. But the issue again is this area of high pressure of the Azores. If the Azores high basically ridging into France, Spain, Portugal, that will always pull down any attempt to deliver high pressure to the north. And that's exactly what happens. So as we get to 22nd, 23rd of February, more low pressure pushing eastwards across the country, and that's how you finish up with KMA. 25th of February, no sign of cold snap there. High pressure still around France, Spain, Portugal. Low pressure still out to the Atlantic and still bringing in those west to southwesterly winds. So the GFS midnight run is looking, again, we've got high pressure south, low pressure north through the weekend and into the beginning of next week as well. Turning more unsettled as next week goes on, actually. This is next Wednesday. Quite a deep area of low pressure pushes in, man, bringing potentially some gales or severe gales. As we get to day 10, we start to send a jet stream a little bit further southwards on the northwest southeast line. The black line here is the rough position of the jet stream. Notice how it's what's happened there? So notice how the jet stream is coming out of Canada there and going down to Spain. So northwest southeast alignment to the jet stream. And that starts to allow something a little bit cooler, not particularly cold, but a little bit cooler, starts coming into the northern half of the country by day 10. And then we actually start to turn things cold as we get to the closing days of February. We start to dig the jet stream even further south as deeper low pressure to our north and east. That does actually start to pull in properly cold air from the north then. So we get a mid-Atlantic ridge developing, going up to Greenland. Low pressure sits in the North Sea. This 26th of February. So we end mid-tropical winter 2023-24 as we started. You remember at the very beginning of this mid-tropical winter, at the end of November, start of December, we had a cold snap. Well, we have a cold snap at the very end of it as well. How poetic is that? So this is the final day of February, 29th of the month. We've got an extra day this year, being leap year. And still looking pretty cold then, so still bringing the wind from the northwest. So we end the winter, we judge the winter on a cold note. This time, GFS 6Z is looking once more. We've got high pressure to our south, low pressure to our north and west through the weekend and into the beginning of next week as well. Low pressure deepening and digging in from the Atlantic as we go through next week. Starting to send a jet stream south as well. So increasingly unsettled through next week and colder as well as we start going to the cold side of the jet and line the jet stream up on a northwest southeast alignment with low pressure over to the east. Winds pulling to the north to the northeast there by the 24th of February. So again, proper cold snap showing up on the GFS 6 there. Maybe low pressure starts moving into that cold air. They could be funny games with that, depending on how that interacts with the, cold air sitting across the country. That's how we finish up with the GFS 6 It's still looking quite cold. This area of low pressure could bring something wintry in with it. And as it clears away, it looks like we're going to bring the wind back in to the north. So after a very mild winter, could we be shaping up for a cold start to spring? It happens more often than you would think. It happens more often, than not. No, maybe winter's going to start biting when we go into mid-tropical spring. We'll see. If you enjoyed the video, please do like, share, subscribe, and so everyone for doing that. Happy birthday to us. It's our 10th birthday today for the GavsWeatherVids YouTube channel. And thank you so much for all of the support over all of these years. And yeah, we need around 25 subscribers to get to 18k. So would be lovely if we could get to 18k before the end of this winter. Thank you so much, everybody. And birthday cake all round. Birthday cake and a drop of magic water. What about that? Right, okay, GM, again with low pressure through the country on Friday, bringing unsettled conditions in with it. Better ridge to our south and east as we go through the weekend. Next week, we find high pressure south, low pressure to the north, and as we get to day 10, well, just again similar to the GFS, an increasingly unsettled scenario, and it looks like the jet stream digging southwards as well. So if we could go on any further than 23rd of February, which we can't, but if we could, we would probably find that this area of low pressure, along with the jet stream, goes northwest southeast. We will probably start to pull the wind into a colder northerly then. And then the ECM looking like that, show once more low pressure is pushing through or away from the country through 13th to Friday, then high pressure rising up from the Azores Friday to Saturday into the beginning of next week. Again, got high pressure south, low pressure to the north. Winds are coming in from a westerly direction, all looking very, very zonal, I have to say. Just by the time we get through to day 10, signs of things getting more unsettled. Trying to sort of on the 500 millibar height on the flow chart. Day 10, we're trying to get some higher pressure going towards Scandinavia, but I don't think anything much would come of that. Bit of a hint of a northwest southeast alignment to trajectory by day 10 as well, but less pronounced perhaps than some of the model output. This is a precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from meteo.com. So plenty of showers or longer spells of rain to come over the next few days. We get a little bit of a break on Friday into Saturday, but then more wet weather pushes through Saturday into Sunday, and very wet start Sunday therefore. Then we go back under a ridge of high pressure to the beginning of next week. Further showery conditions then through the early part of next week before wet windy weather returns for around day 10. And by then just starting to see a few splotches of green showing up. Slightly colder air beginning to dig in as the jet stream moves away to our south then. Now, these are the upside of the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10 from the Icelandic Met Office. Gets us to the 23rd of February. There's a lot of them. Let's try and get through these as quick as we can. We've got 12 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure to the northwest, and so that looks a little bit on the cool and showery side. We've got 12 including the control with a deep trough of low pressure over top of the country combined with a mid-Atlantic ridge. We send the jet stream south, northwest southeast, and we're probably on the cold side of the jet there, so that's more unsettled and potentially a little bit cooler as well. We've got 11 low pressure again over and to the east of the country. There is a bit of a mid-Atlantic ridge. We might be slightly more westerly with the wind flow and direction there though. We've got 6 including the operational run, again trying to get that ridge going away to the northeast. So the ECM operational run, no pressure to our southwest by the way, the ECM operational run at day 10, let's very quickly go back to it. There it is. So that idea is not very well supported by the ECM ensembles, only 6 going in that direction. We have 5 here with high pressure to our southwest, low pressure to the northeast, so that looks rather flat and westerly. And then we've got another 5 with deep low pressure just to our east, high pressure to out in the Atlantic, and we could be bringing a wind from a northerly direction then. So a lot of options, but I think the main takeaway is that the most likely option is probably going to be, you put the 12 there together with the 11 there, and possibly the 5 there, but most likely option is probably similar to the GFS actually, and the GM, with low pressure increasingly deepening and digging in from the Atlantic with a northwest southeast alignment to the jet stream. It does look as though the ECM operation is not well supported by its ensemble today at day 10. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. It will get us to the 28th of February. 11 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure blocking around Greenland. Low pressure is to our south and east. That looks potentially cold and wintry with winds coming in from a north or northeasterly direction. But we've got 9 here that look much more flat and westerly with low pressure to the north, high pressure to the south, and winds coming in from more of a westerly direction. We've got another 9 with high pressure away to our west and winds coming in perhaps more from a northwesterly direction. Not particularly cool with that, an Atlantic drift. We've got 9 again with, or another 9, yet another 9 with low pressure to the north, high pressure to the south, and that brings the wind in from a relatively mild westerly direction. We've got 8 with low pressure just in control, high pressure more toward the Canadian side of Greenland, and then we've got 5 with high pressure out in the Atlantic, and around that we could be bringing in a wind from a cooler direction. So a lot of options by the time we get through to the end of the ECM ensembles in 2 weeks' time. So we may get a cold snap around day 10, but whether it lasts more than a couple of days remains to be seen. And then CFS V2 finally, these are 500 millibar high tolerance breakdown in 2 week periods. The first week period takes from the 13th to the 19th of February. So the next week looks very mild, low pressure coming in from off the Atlantic combined with high pressure around Spain, bridging in from the Azores. That pulls in a very mild southwesterly wind. We have got, I'm talking about week 2, it's the 20th to the 26th of February. Low pressure deepens in the Atlantic and we pull the high pressure away a little bit from us. So we go more northwest southeasterly there with the wind flow and jet stream. That could start turning things a little bit more unsettled as we get through to week 2, actually, or keep it unsettled. It could start to turn a little bit cooler, start to go on the cool side of the jet stream. Week 3 will be the 27th of February to the 4th of March, with a ridge of high pressure building up towards Iceland, trough of low pressure going over towards Italy, and you'll think that's going to be a cold week. You think that'll be a cold start to March, with winds going into the northeast potentially there. And then week 4 also looks like it could be cold. It's the 5th to the 11th of March, high pressure firmly blocking around Greenland, Iceland, low pressure centred over top of the country, and that should be bringing wind from an easterly direction. So again, after a mild winter, we have a cold start to spring, and how often does that happen? So you really would not rule it out, but obviously week 3 and 4, long way out. And before then, we have got, at least for the next week anyway, perhaps even longer than that, some very or exceptionally mild weather to come. Okay, we're done on our 10th birthday. If you enjoyed the video, please do like, share, and subscribe. Make sure everyone thought doing that. Why not drop a comment? I'd like to say what you think about this and all of our vids. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. So, yes, it's our 10th birthday, as I said at the start of the video. Happy birthday to us. And thank you so much, everybody, for all of the support over all of these years, over the past 10 years. Of course, there is also the original Gavin Partridge channel, where I did weather videos for 2 years, from 2012 to 2014, including the cold winter, the only cold winter, real cold winter, that the weather gods have ever given me, my very first winter. 2012, 2013, nobody's watching me then, but the videos are still there, so if you want to go and see what Gav looked like 12 years ago, what I looked like, and go to see before goes through cold winter, then check out those videos, you know, on the original channel. But this has been the home of the weather videos for GavsWeatherVids since 2014, and 10 years, a full decade at this, and here we are, we're getting close to 18k subscribers. So if you could give us a sub, that'd be incredible. Tell your friends to subscribe as well, and we thank you so much, everybody, for not only that, but for the support over the past decade. It's been amazing. It's been quite a ride. You've gone through the highs and the lows with me. But we're still here, you know, we're still here, despite it all, despite cancer and bereavement and, you know, whatever else has gone on. We're still here, we're still doing the weather vids, and I thank you so much, everybody, for sticking with me over the past 10 years, and here's to maybe another decade, who knows. Well, I've just got coming up on the channel tomorrow, so you're going to have a 6 AM UK weather forecast. Strapped Watch is coming up tomorrow as well, and they'll be live at 6 PM with your 10 to 14 dayer. No, I shall see you tomorrow. Maybe have a little birthday celebration tomorrow as well. You enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, and for this video, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.